Okay, I'm gonna go over some things here because of all the bad information you can get on the internet. First of all, I'm working on the 73 Super Beetle. I just got finally through emissions, and my issue is I forget more than I know. I don't know. I used to know so much more, but I just forget it all. So I didn't remember the tuning sequence of these 3031s. There's a lot of like, oh, these are junk carbs, blah, 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 whatever. That's your opinion. Mine works fine. Runs great. So anyways, the two issues you're going to have, the bad information is, and I got the jets pulled out of here. You'll see these two holes where the enrichment jets come from. Here's a 30-3. It looks very similar, except it has the idle cutoff solenoid over here. I don't know why some people think that's an IAC motor. All that does is shut the fuel off at the idle, so it will stop running or stop. Actually, what it does, no, excuse me, it's to stop dieseling. Because what will happen on older carburetors or older cars, carburetors just use vacuum through venturis and holes to suck fuel. So if you got a really hot car or an issue with detonation and blah blah blah, it can suck fuel out of a carburetor and it'll diesel on. So well, the Volkswagen solution was on this carburetor that's over here was to put an electric solenoid that shuts off the passage to the idle circuit. You don't have to worry about the main circuit or any of that, because until the throttle's opened all the way and it's getting a lot of air through, that doesn't come into play. It has to do with where holes are drilled through here. That's one of the ways when people sit here and want to argue with that this, they will say that is not the idle circuit for the idle enrichment jet. It is. If you look at this, this eventually goes down to here, and there's a hole right there. That's your idle circuit. So anywho, and that's just your enrichment one. You're like, well, why doesn't that? No idea why it doesn't diesel on after that. And here is your main enrichment jet. This, I've been told, and I kind of believe it, doesn't come on until really, really high. So I set it to where they tell me to set it. A good resource, and I will hyperlink it if that is a true term, since I don't know new garbage, to Dave and something's page. It's got some confusion on there, like two areas of that website say different things about this. I noticed they took the picture down, so they must have figured out that it's wrong. So anywho, they are the people I got my information on, because I've switched out your idle air jet. Your main jets, you take this out, and it's basically right down there. Yeah, I did exactly what they said on that, and it's run so much better by their jets. I can technically go a little richer on some of this, but for right now, I'm happy where it is. I don't want to mess with it anymore, because I get all weird in between mission times and tune it for performance, and then forgot what I did, and it won't pass the missions. The second thing is, since you have all these vacuum ports and most of them are blocked off, I use this one right here to set the idle by max vacuum. Now, the second bit of misinformation you'll find is these two volume jets. This one here is fuel air mixture, your typical air fuel mixture volume jet like any carburetor has. Screwing it in, leans it out. Screwing it out, richens it up. Now the confusion here is the air bypass screw. The confusion is some people say it just lets more air into the engine. After watching a Volkswagen, I found an old Volkswagen training video. It says it lets air and fuel into the motor. Everybody will tell you this one's easy. You hear anywhere from turn it out 2 1/4, 2 1/8, which is weird. Why so finicky? Most people say turn this one out 2 1/2, and then adjust your idle with the air volume screw. Problem is that with that is if you've rebuilt this carburetor, no one tells you where to set the air volume control screw. It took a while to find some guy who said the proper way to do it, and when I did that, the vacuum went up, was turn each of these in. He said start here. He said start turning around 2.5. Turn it in till the engine starts to stumble, then turn it back 1/4 of a half. And then do the same thing to this. Turn this one down till the idle slows down so bad that it starts to stumble. That turned out to work, because I've been having, the problem I've been having passing emissions is it's great on top, but it's really rich on the bottom. So that makes me believe what the Volkswagen training video said, that this controls both air and fuel. Because you'd think, oh, I need more air, well, you screw this out or something. Doesn't work that way, it seems. So yeah, and if you want to know what my settings are crazy. So the idle mixture, tiny idle mixture screw, it's turned in all the way and then just one out, which sounds insane. This one here, it's turned about 1.5 out. Not saying that that's going to be your settings. Turn them in and out until you get max vacuum. And the reason why I'm mentioning max vacuum, you will get the smoothest idle, the smoothest takeoff from idle, and also the highest performance in emissions. So there you go. Trying to knock off some confusion. You can say I'm full of crap too. I don't care. This is what worked. And that's it for now. And hope you have better luck than I do. See you.